Steiny and Guru.
Having fun.
Welcoming in Mark
Welcome
Willard
home,
and Dan
brother.
Dibley. What's going on, gents?
Guru's back. I mean,
well,
let's just-
hey.
yeah.
Let's put the rat on the table early. Brought to you by AGCO.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, there's not a lot of texts. Goo, you all right? I thought maybe Christy found out. She would have made you text me. Dibs played this domino, so I'm like, that's his way of saying you good.
And we went back and forth on the domino app.
We did.
I reached
but
out.
Willard, nothing from my boy.
Man.
No, I'm not
Man.
worried. I don't worry about you. I know you're fine.
Man.
I do love.
But
I
he
love,
was saying I'm under the weather. I'm saying, tell him I got COVID.
I
Yeah,
loved
we
it.
can't.
I
We
was,
can't.
I was
so
listening.
Evan was right.
HIPAA laws, yeah.
I was yelling at Evan, come on, man up. He's like, Goo, I don't know if I can.
We get an internal email that says,
is-
you know,
Evan, I
Daryl Johnson has said that, and we'll get to marsupials
I know.
in a minute.
They
Daryl
call you
Johnson,
Daryl.
Daryl Johnson has said that he has COVID, but we respect his privacy and therefore
so
don't
there
say
is
a
something
word.
to it.
So
Okay.
until you say something, we can't say something, and so.
But he did say something. I loved what
But
you
not
said this
publicly.
morning. You're
Yeah.
like, tell
Well, yeah.
everybody I got the 19. I'm like, yeah, I was laughing my ass
Because
off. this
Steiny was
morning.
like, you're making like I'm at the beach now. Yeah.
Yeah, you
it's
did
all-
come
I
back a
missed
little
you guys.
tan.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
well,
there you go.
that's
There
too
you go.
funny.
Yeah.
Like the first day outside of the summit that all six of us have been here on the same day since Brock Purdy got hurt.
Man,
so I'm
right?
excited about
Yeah.
today. I'm
Can I
glad you're back.
go usher? Some say I did Mia wrong.
Confessions.
That's why I got COVID from Vegas. We'll leave that there. But I thought prior to the news happening yesterday, I questioned everything about the Niners coming out with the boombox. Does Bosa like rap music? Is there something going? Like I was questioning Larry up here talking to my man about giving names of trades, and I heard you. Who the hell wants some new picks and eggs to hatch?
I mean,
there's no way you're doing that. So it just feels good that now it's just about football.
That's how yesterday felt
Okay.
for all of us. I right? Like it was clear the decks. It's been 6 months of is Brock going to be healthy and
Man.
Trey needs a chance and why are they fighting with
Sure.
Nick and all of this stuff. And yesterday it was like, okay,
Man.
okay.
We got a season.
You brought out the sponge. You wiped the table down.
Man.
It's clean now. Let's eat.
Wow.
Let's
You
eat.
got to set the table first
Yeah.
and cook.
Well,
Wow.
and you're going to set the table, but what's the meal going to be? And we're going to get into that. Like, is it going to be a super meal? Is it going to
It's gonna be 8
just a
eggs.
happy meal?
It's going to be an 8-egg omelet.
An
This guy, I don't know if you
meal.
saw
I saw that.
if you saw it on Instagram, because yesterday we had Cheryl Bosa. You guys played
She
the
was
cuts,
phenomenal.
and she said, "Oh, I'm just happy. I won't have to make Nick that big breakfast anymore." And Mark and I both looked at each other and we put up fives, like
Pancakes.
5 eggs, and Grandy put up an 8 behind me. And so we asked
Nice
her.
job,
We said,
Grandy.
"Hey, Cheryl, what is this breakfast like? How many eggs in the omelet? Is it 5?" And she laughed. It's an 8-egg omelet.
So it was 6 eggs, 2 egg whites, and then she just called it a veggie omelet. And I tried like hell
That's
to
a
twist her.
giant.
Well, I tried to twist her arm and say, "Come on, put some chicken apple sausage or something in there for
Right.
your boy.
No cheese.
some cheese."
No.
And she laughed that off. And no, Nick likes a veggie omelet. So when we're done. We got inspired a little bit,
Yeah.
and I said, "I want to know what this feels like."
You didn't try it,
And
Mark.
then Grandy, he really pushed the button of like, because I was like, I'll put some veggies in there. And he goes, no. If you're going to do this,
Yes.
you're going to put in Nick's veggies.
Yeah.
So
Luke, too. It was a team effort.
So we
Exactly.
So
Wow.
we texted Cheryl again afterward. What were the actual veggies that go in this omelet?
If you're going to
She
do the
said-
Bosa, do the Bosa.
That's right.
That
So,
was the thing.
Straight broccoli
you guys are onto something.
and sauteed onions. And so I
Wow.
went to the store late
Six
last
eggs.
night.
Tiny 6 eggs and 2 egg whites.
2 egg whites,
So out.
sauteed onions.
Tell me how you did.
I chop them up the way that I like real
Dude, your
fine.
boys on IG, crack, pour.
I
Crack,
gotta check it
pour.
out.
Check it out.
Crack, pour.
I
And
did
I'm
the-
watching
I
this
did the
morning
Bosa.
going, this guy.
I
And
did
you
the
all
Bosa.
good.
I'm fine.
Yeah, we'll see.
I had a little bit of a lighter lunch than I normally have, but I'm good to go. Like it was.
Look
It
at
was
Oh, you
Yeah.
ended up eating 8
oh, I ate
eggs.
the-
Yeah.
did you not watch the video to the end?
I watched this. No,
I
didn't
ate
watch
it.
We had a
You're
show
one of
to
those
do, Mark.
people.
Well, and to
I
be
watched the
honest,
full 2 minutes.
You got
huh?
credit for the.
I didn't,
For the
and
click.
and to be honest, you go bite, and then there's like that
Well, I wasn't
time lapse to the
I
end
wasn't
of
gonna
it.
make it an 8-minute video watching me like struggle
Right.
through every bite. We fast forwarded to the end.
And
boy.
I trust that you ate the whole thing.
I'm a man of my word.
You do have a dog, and you might have like scraped
No.
off 5 eggs
look
to
at
the
it.
puppy.
No, you know me, and
I
you
know
know
you.
breakfast. I do not mess around, and I ate.
You got a hollow leg too
I
for
ate
that stuff.
I ate that whole
He's
thing.
a big dude.
and it really
now he's a
wasn't-
rich dude.
It was
Yeah.
not. It was not that difficult.
Yeah.
It was not that difficult. It was delicious.
Coming up at 4:15, the toilet.
No,
the
everyone's been
BGs,
asking,
no bubble guts in that.
No.
Yeah, broccoli.
Yeah,
you're
like
good.
I mean, everyone's like, how do you feel? I'm like, this is a cleaner breakfast than I usually
no
eat.
doubt.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like vegetables and eggs. That's it.
8 eggs in, 8 eggs out is the way that goes.
Not yet.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you hear me going solo in the 4:30 segment, you'll know why.
Well, I'll be liquidate all assets coming back tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
8:30.
I gotta get some gas.
Don't miss it.
It's probably the wrong phrase to say after the conversation we were just having to liquidate
Yeah.
all assets. But
Oh,
anyway,
no.
go
Oh,
ahead.
your assets are going to be liquidated at some
That's a
point.
Willard,
Thank
that's
you.
a 4.
I'll take it.
Now, Steiny, you come in, you go, Goo, I'm so tired of this phrase, in the bag, I'm him,
Can't stand that.
that type of stuff.
He's in his bag.
I'm being real. I'm in his sick bay just listening to the TV, the idiot
I
box,
love
as
it.
Norm calls
Your
it.
wife had you locked in a room.
Yeah, oh, no,
I love
put
that.
the tray down there. Like, we ain't getting it. We
It's
got to.
actually, for most men, it's a dream come true. I mean, let's
She's
be
like, I
honest
hated
with
every
you. I know
second
I
of
shouldn't
it.
say that out loud. Ladies, I don't know if you know how many guys have been like, wink, wink. She
I
put
ain't
me in
mopping,
the
I ain't gotta
basement
sweep nothing.
with a
Oh,
TV
God.
and leaves food at the door. I'm like, that sounds amazing.
But can we
I'd
add?
love to do that for a week.
Can we add this new term to in the bag? AAV.
Oh, yeah. AAV.
I've
AAV.
been around a few blocks. Now it's the thing.
AAV.
Annual average value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Average annual
But
value.
come on,
yeah,
when
yeah.
did that become the? I've been around the block. Now it's the Dibs.
Well, we
like
heard-
everybody's been saying it forever.
Well, in
It's
football,
new.
it's a thing, and I
know.
told Mark last week. I said I
AAV.
think that Nick Bosa's going for the Triple Crown, which is
That was
highest
good. I heard
AAV, highest guarantee, and highest overall total
Yeah.
number. And he actually did get all 3, but the AAV. That's
know what
almost.
it
I mean,
is,
that's
but I
like
get you.
that's like the cosmetics. The real number is the guaranteed
Yeah.
number. And we talked
did
to
it.
David Lombardi yesterday about the guarantee and the bonus and the way the Niners do it. They're giving him $50 million in cash,
Yeah.
but they can spread that out over 5 years. And
Amortized. That
and then
just-
they're able to rework Kittle and rework Trent. And so
and you're paying your quarterback nothing.
yeah, exactly.
That's the win.
I thought this got swept under the rug yesterday because take an owner like Joe Lacob in this town, and fans will be like, man, like
He goes after it.
he goes after it,
Spend.
and he will spend, and we respect that. Jed York deserves the exact same
him.
comment today. He cut a check yesterday.
Oh, man.
He cut checks totaling over $78 million in order to hand out bonuses, not bonuses, restructures to Kittle and Williams, and then a $50 million check to Nick Bosa when his plane landed after eating the Wagyu steak with
Yes.
Cheryl just hours before. And that's an owner who has cash flow and is willing to give it up for a
Yeah.
Super Bowl. So it's time. I know what Jed's history
No, I hear
is.
you ain't got to say that
But
to me.
to me, it's been wiped clean. Jed is behaving the same way
Made
that
Jimmy
Joe
the
does.
highest paid quarterback at one point. Fred Warner, Kittle, Debo. He's
Sure.
getting them to check.
Yeah. And he also is willing to do the restructure to give him the cash. Like Mark says, you can't do restructures like this unless you have cash on hand, which is why the Raiders, by the way, never do these kinds of restructures because Mark Davis can't go into his pocket and pull out 50 large.
They just did a little one with Jimmy. They just did a restructure with
A little
Jimmy. couple
baby
days-
restructure.
Yeah. They did one with Jimmy.
Yeah.
You know, I got to believe
Venmo.
that a $50 million signing bonus,
Good God.
one day you go to the ATM and
Oh,
it says
God,
1
yeah.
million. And the next day you go and it says 51 million.
I mean, you might have
And
had
then you better put
a meal
25
or
aside,
something.
Nick.
50 and change.
That is
I wonder if his ATM allows him to take out more than $1,000. He goes to the
I hope
ATM. It's
so.
like, would you like a million in
seriously.
20s and 50s?
Good question, actually.
Nick, could you Zell me something? Well, it's only going to do 3,000.
And if you're ever, if he's
So-
single and you want a date, just hope there's
mean-
a teller in there. Like, just give me my balance.
I know.
What is it?
Dude,
Oh,
totally, right?
Yeah, I'm single. How you doing? My God.
Did I tell you guys this story once before? I forget who the employee was because this story was told to me like
This feels like a whoop in advance.
Second or third hand, but just all you got to know is this. There was an employee in the like front offices.
I'm laughing already.
PR guy for the Anaheim Ducks.
Ah, there you go.
Okay. And
Whoop.
the direct deposits got messed up.
Oh, boy.
And he got Paul Correa's paycheck.
I got to assume more.
You think?
Yeah.
Went and got
So
it all.
somebody who probably makes $75,000 a year got one of Paul Correa's twice monthly paychecks. And he opened up, you check, right? Yeah, the direct deposit go through, and he opened up his bank account. He's like, oh, this is like $2.5 million in my bank account.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Spend it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And down the stretch they
know.
come. You remember the old Monopoly game where you would go to Community Chest and you'd pull the card and it said bank error in your favor? That's what this is, bank error in your favor.
Unfortunately, it was Duck's error in your favor, and it was reversed.
Cash me out.
I wish that happened to me.
I go Kevin Dana, cash me out one time.
That's right.
That's a
Yes,
3.
Thank
Just
you.
pull it and
Immediately,
move.
yeah.
According to Jimbo, they only put $350,000 in ready tellers. So I guess he could get $350,000 out.
Yeah, depending.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Twitch and YouTube powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
Now, the night I got sick, you stole the show, Dan. So, Willard, you should write for comedy because the next day I'll give you your flowers for what you responded. But the fantasy draft, that was a bit, right?
It was all a bit.
It was hilarious, and you wanted out of the thread, and everybody kept texting. And then the next day, Willard, hey, Dan. I was in my sick bay. I said, that's funny.
Well, and
that equates to funny for your boy.
The Dan actually strikes a different chord with me because
we only do that on certain days.
Yeah,
we call them Dan days.
Yeah.
Those are Dan days.
Dan days are very serious.
Those are more serious.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if the league thread has popped off without me. I hope it has.
It's evaporated.
That's too bad because I truly don't want to be a part of it because I am an Android and all of you guys are iPhones and I'm already kind of ostracized based on my carrier choice. But the whole thing about me and Steiny,
I know,
all a bit. My
I've never been a part of a drafted pause.
I know, right?
But it wasn't because he was getting more. When you said he could, he wasn't studying longer. What? So when you said he had 15 more, come on,
Steiny, can I pull the curtain back just a little bit?
I was in there. I know.
Well, you weren't where it all actually came full circle.
I'm sorry.
So we're playing in a golf outing. We're part of the same golf group, and I'm playing in a group behind him.
Yep.
And I got my second shot on 8, and I hit it well to the right. And turns out I hit it so far right, I'm on the 9th tee. Like my ball is about 5 feet away from Steiny, and Steiny's getting ready to tee off. He's in the group ahead of me, and I walk over to hit my ball. We haven't talked. Since
the draft.
Since the draft, and since the next day. And I walk up to hit my ball, and his playing partner goes, "It's right there." And I'm looking, I'm like, "Oh my god, this is terrible." And I turn around, and Steiny's like this, arms up. He's like, "Dude, what's going on with you?" And we had a conversation. We had a conversation. We shared ideas.
Okay.
We shared feelings. We shared emotions, and I hit my shot, decent little shot. Ended up making a double bogey. He hits his tee shot, wonderful.
And you guys are.
And he's getting wonderful.
Whatever.
I hit into the ravine.
Sorry, I didn't actually. I was too busy dealing with my ball was in the heavy rough. But after I said, "Hey, dude, bring it in one time."
Look at it. Give me some. About to shed a thug tear, Willard.
He doesn't like deep human contact, but we brought it in, and our friend Aaron Schleifer's like, "Let me get a piece of that." And the big
Willard,
teddy bear. He's like Fozzie Bear, this guy. And Fozzie comes in. Now it's a 3-way hug, and since then it's been all good.
Lots happened right up on Steiny. Did you guys see
I saw that.
Dude, I thought everybody knew. You're right up.
What
You've been
up?
keeping it under wraps.
What right up?
I want to do a profile of you, Steiny.
I read it the same way you watched my breakfast video. I got about halfway through and I left.
All I was looking for was D-A-R-Y-L-E. I was kidding. You did anything bad.
You got mad love in that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I skimmed over it.
Willard, I'm going Russell Westbrook because I missed you. I got to turn the volume down, though.
Okay.
I looked over in your direction, not Dibs. during this Giant season, because I've been at home. I'm living this roller coaster where I thought their bad juju had hit Santa Clara with the Bosa could get traded. I said to you on this microphone, something magical's happening.
Oh, God.
Willard, you've been running hot. You don't even know it on the what the hell has happened?
Man.
And if some heads need to roll, Willard.
And
if you're going to tell me the youngsters are going to play next year and that's going to get people to the yard.
No. What I said the other day.
Oh, my gosh.
He went off the other day.
They're 500.
You missed it. He went off.
Some of it, no matter whether you think that these are good baseball players or not, you have to admit, sort of as Dave Fleming has been every time he comes.
Oh, my gosh.
This is head scratching. Like, it is odd that this group had the third best record in the National League and then decided for 2.5 months they're worse than the A's. They can't hit at all.
Man.
And that's at minimum head scratching, whether you think they're good players or not. So to me, what sort of happened that became, I guess, overboard evident in the last 2 months, you can still have a conversation about baseball philosophy. Sometimes it's worked over the last 3 years, sometimes it hasn't. What is inarguable is that the Giants have lost their audience.
Oh, God.
They've lost people's attention.
Man.
And that sometimes is worse than losing. That's worse than being bad, being uninteresting. And that's what the Giants need to address. When you see a metric that shows that almost every baseball team in the whole league, their attendance is up.
Yeah.
And only 5 teams are down, and it's the Giants and then 4 of the worst teams in baseball.
Oh, God.
If I'm an owner of the Giants, that's when I call people to the office. Because you can have any philosophy you want, and sometimes you're going to get good breaks, sometimes you're going to get bad breaks. You cannot disenfranchise your audience, which is what I think
can't hit with runners in
that's what I think is
position. I'm
happening.
sorry.
You finish fading away, kind of, let's say 78 and 84. You said you call them into the office. You're Larry Bear. What do you call both of them in together?
You're not firing anybody.
No, I know. But, like, what do you tell them?
Well, I don't even know. Like, this, the interesting thing is call them into the office. I know that fans go, Farhan and Gabe, because there's the only 2 people you could even name. This is way deeper than that.
Pete Patella.
This goes to the people who would call them into the office also. Like, I was very bothered by some of the comments Greg Johnson made recently.
Oh, man.
With regard to, well, we'll see about Shohei and the price. And we'll see?
Terrible.
What the hell do you mean we'll see?
Terrible.
And
quiet.
I didn't like Bob, and this is unfair, but I'm willing to say it. I didn't like when Bob Nightingale said they're the front runner for Cody Bellinger, ... if they don't get Shohei.
Oh,
Stop.
All right.
Stop if.
Wow, man.
Get them both.
It should be when they don't get Shohei.
And I owe Bellinger an apology. He turned his act around. My goodness.
Big time.
But
I called him Ellie Killer.
But what do both have in common? They're both left-handed power hitters who are probably going to look at your ballpark, and they're probably going to be like, "Nah." Right? So there are problems that go well beyond one.
Well, what about the guys that don't like their roles that were they were shutting their mouth because the greater good of the team, and now that doesn't go. That ain't Johnson's fault.
I'm not big on
but how many of those guys are balling out when they actually
Right.
get the shot?
Alex Wood wants to start. He got to start the other day,
doubt.
and it's
You can't argue
3-0
there,
before
right.
your butt hit
But
the
what if I
couch.
told you mentally he was already fried?
Well, then be stronger mentally is what I would
Get
say.
another player in there.
I mean,
Like Jock in left field, that's embarrassing.
No, that's embarrassing,
Yeah.
Guru.
No,
That's
it is.
embarrassing.
Agreed.
Right.
But
Why is it embarrassing?
Did you watch him on that play?
Krug and Kipe said it was very windy.
in the Windy City?
Yes.
It was windy.
That's what he
He's
said.
a major leaguer.
They said that thing swirls out in left field.
Tiny, stop it.
Yeah.
I haven't
So
seen
did
an effort like
Jock
that.
swirls in left
Listen,
field, too.
Michael Douglas in Falling Down. Are you familiar with the movie?
If you get
Thank you.
under a
Great
fly
movie,
ball,
by the way.
if you get under a fly ball and you miss it, that happens. If you fall down, then you're not allowed to be a left fielder for a major league team.
I don't know where this is going.
But I don't. The role thing that you just brought up.
I'm just searching for anything.
I know, but if you're gonna say that, well, then you better be beating a drum that Chris Paul has to start.
Wow.
Like, I don't buy that stuff. You get the role you get, you crush it, your role will get better.
Okay.
Don't whine
All right.
about it.
Yeah.
Go be great.
And I'm going to give Vontae his flowers, and I told Steiny this in the green room before the show. Who cares? Like, he was consistent with he was out. Then he almost had to change. He did change his tune, like, you're saying there's a chance, Vontae, about the Giants. And then they go past what he thought they were coming into the year. My point with all that is this can get worse. It can get worse than it is now, especially Shohei getting hurt with his arm. Like, what is he? What does he mean to you?
Could also get better.
How?
That's their schedule.
Only 2.5 out.
They could.
You're saying for
I gotta
now.
tell you.
Oh, you guys still holding on to that?
Well, sure. Why wouldn't you? I mean, it goes Rockies, Guardies, Rockies.
Right.
What if they win 8 of their next 10?
Exactly.
Oh my
And then
God.
right?
Can I be like? Why are you laughing?
Because
you don't think
I
it's
know
possible?
now that I've done the Mark Willard in your living room when the bases are loaded, and I used to tell Norm, watch out. If they're down 2 runs in the ninth, watch out. Now that has just evaporated.
But you know what?
They are dead men at the plate, all of them.
100%.
Jesus Christ in the giant uniform strikeout. And I love you, Jesus.
But
it's just something's going on.
But they weren't 3 months ago.
And
I don't know. See, something happened in sports media. I don't know what year.
Tell me, Mark.
Well, something happened where you're not allowed to both root and predict. You have to do one or the other.
See, that's my line.
Why was there egg? Like, you don't have. See, I was right about the Giants.
I don't do
and then
radio like
the next
that,
week,
Mark.
it's like,
Yeah.
I was wrong about the Giants.
know.
And then another week, I was right. Why can't we just look at it right now?
There we go.
This is a brutal baseball team.
Oh, God. ...
Still in it. The math is there.
I have no idea what's going to
So
happen
you guys
next.
haven't given up on this year then.
Well, the
Well,
Padres
see, that's
are still
how
in
do you
it,
mean
and the
that-
Pirates are
yeah.
still in it,
How do you
and
mean
the
that
Mets are
question?
still in it.
Yeah,
No, but how do you mean that question? I can simultaneously say
Forget the math.
There's
Do
an
you feel like they can make noise if they got in?
probably not.
And the way
that's-
they start their pitchers, the handle their
Right.
pitchers, everything.
So do you not want to get in?
Now Steiny,
See?
I want to get in.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
they're
you can,
fading.
You can simultaneously.
How were the Diamondbacks 2.5 weeks ago? We said
But they
done.
never got to 500.
Yeah, but
they
we said
always
they were
kept
done.
it.
Now they're like one game
no,
over.
You're right. It was
I mean, you
bad.
can
I kinda-
simultaneously root for the Giants to finish strong,
Which I am.
and make the playoffs, and admit that there's a problem all at the same
And
time.
what's scary,
There
real
you go.
quick, Mark, is what's the problem is I don't think we all, there's like a litany of what it could be.
What the problem is?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
that's a fair-
one problem. Their team is not good enough.
Yeah, but that's
You
a big
couldn't
problem.
say that
That's
3
a
months ago,
multi-layered
Diz.
problem.
You couldn't say it.
But the youngsters, well, they're not good enough.
And that's-
the free agent signings, well, they're not
Well,
good
that
enough.
is a
And
big-
your rotation,
hold on.
well, they're not
Yeah,
good
and
enough.
he-
Put
tell him
the
what he's wrong.
bullpen.
No,
Yeah.
you got
the bullpen.
Yeah.
No,
Nah, Diz,
see,
you're
now
on
that's
fire.
where I'm going to blow a whistle.
Go
you
ahead
have
and
to be
blow it.
fair.
Too short.
Willard,
no, well,
he's-
wait a minute.
that's the 3.
Okay, young guys, you're not good enough. From the same
Well,
people.
not right now.
Well, wait a minute. Trey Lance needs a chance.
We're not talking about the Niners.
No, but you can't dismiss young people after a month, I thought, or 2 months.
Well, I'm not dismissing them. There's some excitement. They're not ready to be the leaders.
No. I'm saying you can't have it both ways. I hear people say, play the young people.
Sure.
Well, if that's what you want to do, then you're going to get all kinds of bumps and bruises. That's the way it's going to look. If you don't want to play the young people,
Right.
then you're not developing the young people. So
Yeah.
no, you're not
I
wrong.
let that affect how the Niners were handling I know we got to go.
Yeah.
Bosa. I was like, this ain't got nothing to do with the Niners, but just that stench from what they're doing.
Just say it right. You don't got to go. He wants to go.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have
We'll
some
see tomorrow.
stuff I gotta do.
Yeah, right.
On
We love
95.7.
you.
8:30, liquidate
Right.
all
Oh, no,
assets.
yeah,
We'll see you
there we
there,
go,
brother.
baby.
Yeah, all right.